Our project examines the production of spaces of migrant disappearance. We talk about the production of these spaces because they do not just exist out there. It's not normal or natural or due to fate that every year thousands of people die and disappear in specific border zones, especially along zones at global fault lines between the so-called Global South and the so-called Global North. So we will look into how these spaces are being produced, which actors are involved in their production, state actors, non-state actors, international organizations, as well as, of course, people on the move themselves. In our project, we will look into a specific border zone, which is the Atlantic Ocean between the West African coast and the Canary Islands. Here, deaths at sea have increased tremendously since 2020. And so we will investigate how these spaces of disappearance emerge and also what knowledge practices around disappearances exist. Because as you can imagine, these spaces are inaccessible largely to researchers and also to NGOs and international organizations. So how do we know what happens there? We have to rely on the knowledge practices of certain actors because states are often not systematically or at all collecting data on deaths and disappearances. At the same time, data production through these non-state actors come up with very different numbers. So we will investigate what these different statistics on deaths at sea and disappearances do. What do they tell us about these spaces? And how should we deal with them when they are so discrepant? So in our project, we look into the production of knowledge around disappearances and also whether they do visibilize the phenomenon of disappearances and death, or whether they also lead to more confusion around this issue. And the project is organized as a multi-sited ethnography, especially in Morocco, in Senegal and in Spain. And so together with my PhD researcher, Ahmed Gemma, we will investigate these spaces over the next years.